Leaders around the world are imposing an unprecedented array of sanctions on Moscow. The EU is excluding 7 Russian banks from the SWIFT messaging system. Kim Sung-min sheds light on the potential impact of these measures.
The EU announced on Tuesday that it is excluding 7 Russian banks from SWIFT, an international messaging service that connects thousands of financial institutions. That includes VTB, Russia's second-largest bank by assets, and another big player, VEB, as well as 5 smaller ones. But one thing to notice here is the absence of Sberbank, the largest bank in Russia, and Gazprombank, which is a major player for oil and energy-related payments. The decision to spare some major banks comes as the West has been divided over the decision as to what extent the sanctions should be imposed, because the ban will hurt the West too.
Some Western countries are worried because if they froze Russia out of the SWIFT system, then a lot of their companies will not be able to receive payments from Russia. So those companies would get into possibly financial problems because they wouldn't get the money that they're owed from Russia.
South Korea has decided to join the efforts too. Following the step taken by the U.S., the South Korean government on Tuesday announced it would cut its transactions with 7 major banks in Russia, as well as banning its national wealth fund. South Korea has also pledged to follow the SWIFT ban once the list is finalized by the EU. So how will the Russian economy be affected by these sanctions? While some experts believe the Russian economy will contract at least 10%, there are others who forecast that the impact will be somewhat milder than expected, given that major sanctions have loopholes, like sparing important financial institutions as well as crucial sectors like oil and grain.
Sanctions are tough, but not that tough. Russian economy is, to a very large extent, is closed inside itself. So it works for itself, and it definitely needs and lacks external cooperation, but not to the extent of like 1/3 of the GDP.
The same economist assumes that most of the impact will be felt starting from the second quarter to cause a contraction of around 3% this year. Kim Sung-min, Arirang News.